Good morning, everybody. Welcome. It is Monday, November the 14th. We are entering week 4 in ENG107, and I want to go over a few things with you for this week's work. And I also promised a couple of you that at the end today, I would show you a little bit more about how to get your documents set up properly in the cases where we're turning in writing assignments. So I'm going to open Microsoft Word and show you a couple things. I'm also going to put one of my personal Word documents in the announcements. You do have access to a template for APA in the APA information from Post, but sometimes it's easier to just click on a link quickly and save it. So anyway, I've got 2 screens to share with you today. So let me get that set up and then we'll proceed. All right. So first, let's look at the course. Of course, it would go in backwards. All right. So you're looking at the home page with all the announcements. While we're here, let me just remind you that we do have all kinds of fun stuff in the announcements. You can always go back to previous announcements. So if you are turning in an assignment late, for example, I would definitely go back to the weekly walkthrough for that week and take a look and see what the video was, because it's always there and available for you. So I also, while we're on the homepage, I'll mention the APA 7th edition information is over here on the left. Also in that same section, these are all help things, right? So you've got the Tutor Me system, so you can reach out for one-on-one help with your writing and any tutor questions. You've got Grammarly and Academic Writer. Grammarly is something that you download onto your computer, and it will help you with grammar and punctuation and things like that, even when you're just typing into a box. So Grammarly is excellent for all kinds of things, but it is especially helpful for discussion boards because it will give you some extra help there that maybe you wouldn't have had if you're just trying to type into a box. And then, of course, like I said, the APA 7th edition. This has more than just a template. It goes into how to cite sources and all that stuff. We're not quite there yet, but if you're interested in digging around a little bit, that is always there for you as well. All right, so let's look at Unit 4. That's where we are. Previously, we've been talking about grit. You should be seeing a theme here. This week we're getting into the preservation of our own self, perseverance, how to stick to it, and also just the importance of self-care. So that's what you guys are going to be focusing on this week. You've got articles, websites, and videos to look at in the articles, websites, and videos section. There's a little link to an article here by W. Grinstead. Take time to practice self-care. What are some common misconceptions about self-care? And then there's a video. I will remind you, these are in the order that you should do them. So start by really looking over what are our objectives this week, what activities can you expect, then go to the articles, websites, and videos. Make sure you view and read everything that's there. And then you have practice. So the practice with writing, this is another one of those interactive, low stakes. You're not going to, if you get the questions wrong, you're not going to get a bad grade. But you'll go through unit by unit, start the course and go through unit by unit on that. Oh, I hate when I put that over the top. Okay. Then you'll go to the graded activities. So the first one is a writing activity. So this one's going to be in APA format. We're going to turn in an actual document. And the assignment sheet is linked right here. But let me read the overview first, and then we'll look at the assignment sheet. Self-care routines are vital for student success. In this assignment, you will consider how self-care routines directly affect your study routines. You will also use one quote from the article below to support your answer to the questions. I'm assuming it's in here. Let's take a look. Oh, it's the one that's above. It's really, they should have said above instead of below. All right, I got it. So the W. Grinstead article, Take Time to Practice Self-Care. That's the one that they're talking about. You're going to have at least one direct quote from that article. And you're going to write 2 paragraphs this time that are at least 6 sentences each that reflect on your self-care routines. And there's one paragraph 1 will be about what is one self-care routine that you think works best for you and why. And then in the second one, and this is where you'll use the quotation, based on the article, what did you learn about self-care? Select one quote from the article to support your answer to the above question, and you're going to be practicing in-text citation. In this particular case, we have an article that has an author and a year. So inside the little parentheses after the quote, we're going to put Grinstead, comma, 2019. And then this also says we're going to have access to a page number. So I'll pull that article up and show you. So based on the article, what did you learn? You're going to begin with your answer to the question, what did you learn? Then you're going to discuss your answer a little bit, and you're going to then include the quote and then explain the quote. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that in a moment. And then maybe one final sentence to wrap up the paragraph. You're also going to use the reference citation into the reference page, and I'll show you that when we get to Word. So I'm going to give you a document that you can use to get this set up. In the end, of course, you have the rubric. Okay, those are always there. So let's go back to the actual article. Let me open that article so we have it open. All right. They said you're going to use a page number. You are not going to use a page number. You can use which paragraph it is. So there's a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs. So where it says in the assignment sheet, where it says to put the author's last name, the year, and the P, we're going to change that to paragraph, and then we're going to put which of the 6 paragraphs we got the quote from. All right. So while we're on this, let me go ahead and show you the document that I'm going to send you, and we'll see about getting this set up. We are going to need this citation. So I'm going to copy that. And you are now looking at an APA template that you can use for this course. So we're going to do the assignment right now. All right, so we're going to have the title, Self-Care and Me, something simple. You're going to fill in the blanks here, and they're not really blanks, but you're going to put your first and last name. My student's name is going to be John Smith. For department name, you can either use what you're majoring in, or you can just put English. It doesn't matter. For the course number and course name, you're in ENG107. Your instructor's name is Miss Pierce. And your due date for the assignment would be next Sunday, which is the 20th. Okay, so it'll be November 20th. Okay, so once you get your title page set up, you'll notice that there's a page number up here already for you, so you don't have to do anything else. You're going to come down here and you're going to use the title again. We did Self-Care and Me. And then your paragraphs are going to start right here. You'll notice that the first line is a half an inch over. I'm going to write my first paragraph, which is just about what one self-care routine I want to do, and I'm just gonna fill this in. You're gonna have at least 6 sentences in this paragraph and at least 6 sentences in the second paragraph. Okay, so let's say that's the end of my 6 sentences. I've got a brilliant paragraph there. Then in the second paragraph, you're going to answer the question about what did you learn from the article. So that'll be probably 2 sentences maybe. Then you're going to introduce your direct quote. According to the article, can't type this morning. And then it's a direct quote, so we're going to use quotation marks. And let me just pull something. I'm going to use something from the second paragraph. It's just one sentence, so I'm going to use this whole sentence. Now, here's a little trick that I've learned over the years. If you are pasting something in and you want to keep the document look, you can use what's called match formatting, or I forget what it's called in PC land. This is a Mac, but it's the same principle. And notice that it's now the same font and all that stuff. So what we're going to need to do is put the quotation there, and then we need to add our in-text citation. So as it says directly in the on the page, right? We have his name, Grinstead 2019, and then we're using paragraph number 2. So that's what your in-text citation would look like. And then don't forget, you're supposed to talk about the quote, interpret the quote for the reader before stopping. Okay. So there's the end of my brilliant piece of information. Now, I don't know why that moved, but the references needs to be at the top of the page. So it means somebody has hit enter instead of making a page break, which drives me a little crazy, but we'll fix it. Okay, so we're going to center references. And then this, I've already copied it. So I'm going to paste in the citation. Nope, I copied the quote, didn't I? Okay, let me take that back out. Let me undo. All right, so now I need the citation for the article, which I can get directly from the article here, or, in fact, I like this one better because it's got the URL. So I'm going to copy this and then use that same trick to match the formatting. Nope, it didn't. So if you find that it doesn't give you the little hanging indent when you copy and paste, you need to move the bottom triangle over to the 1/2 inch mark. Now, the other thing you can do, because this is kind of annoying that it's not taking up the whole line, is you can add a line in or add a space in, and then it will take up the whole thing. So you're only going to have one reference for this one. It's already been provided for you. All you have to do is put it in. This is exactly what it looks like. Okay. Once you're done with that, you're going to save it. Now I'm going to save this because I want to send you this version so that it will look exactly like you need it to look. And then when you're ready to turn it in, you're going to go back to the course. Done with that. You're going to go back to the course and you're going to click on this link. You're going to browse your files. There's my file. I'm going to connect that. It's going to take a couple of seconds to upload. And then I would have to agree to submit my papers to the global reference database and click submit. So that's exactly what it will look like when you turn it in. When you get it back from me, you'll have a rubric score and you'll have comments in right under that section. Okay. So that's what your first assignment this week is going to look like. Now, your second assignment this week is a discussion board, isn't it? No, you don't have a discussion board. Yes, you do. Oh my gosh, my brain. I actually took them out of order, so I apologize for that. Your Unit 4 discussion board is on perseverance and self-care as well. So you'll start by creating your thread. You'll put in your title. You guys have been posting to discussion boards, so I'm not worried about that. In terms of what you want to write about with the discussion board, it is similar. We're dealing with the same kind of stuff. Self-care may include a variety of things. Perhaps you go for a walk, maybe you unwind by cooking dinner, maybe you like to draw or paint. What do you engage in for self-care? How does it help you unwind, relax, and refocus? And how have you made this a routine? So as usual, you should post your own response by Wednesday, and then you'll have until the following Sunday to respond to 2 other students. All right. Notice here that in your responses, it says, how do they compare to your own routine? And then this is a really important part. Maybe try asking a question about self-care. You want your responses to other people to be about 3 to 5 sentences. Okay. So that's it. That's all we've got going on this week. If you've got any questions, please reach out. I'm available. So I will talk to you guys next Monday. Have a great week. Week 4. Here we go.